my little spat with Keemstar comes up. If you want to call me about that, I'll deal with that as well. All today on In the Crease with Tommy C. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Crease, Tommy C. Game 2 with the Stanley Cup Finals going on tonight. And all that other happy stuff. What's going on in my crease today, other than the newsman, the blues man, Jeff the Huffman? Oh, your head's cut off.
Yeah, I know. I'm fixing it.
You look beautiful. Oh, and there's lots of light coming in. It's springtime. It's not dark over there already. Isn't it wonderful?
No, it's sunny today, and I got sunburn on my back and shoulders and arms and crap. And when I step outside, I feel like a vampire. It's just dying instantly.
Well, because you're white.
I am white.
You're white with white privilege. But you don't have the privilege not to burn. You will burn. All right, everybody. Stanley Cup Final Tie, Game 2, Sharks, Penguins. We're going to be talking about that a little bit, and then we'll get into anything else. I'm hearing Andrew Ladd got re-signed. I want to confirm that before we go any further. Anybody in the chat wants to get me hip to that, I'd be all for hearing it. Here's the thing. I'm just going to give you my keys to the game tonight, and it's kind of going to be reiterating some of the other stuff I said, and then I'm really going to leave it to the callers, and you guys can come in and talk about anything you want after that. The keys to the game, Hoyta, tonight, is real simple. The San Jose Sharks absolutely, positively have to find a way to limit the amount of shots that that the Pittsburgh Penguins can give them. They can allow them to outshoot them, but it can't be by 20. That's a guaranteed victory. They
can't be giving up 40 shots.
That's not possible. And you know, all things considered, Jones played spectacular. I mean, he really did a spectacular job last night, or the other night, excuse me. So that's got to be prime number one. B, take advantage of your size. You're probably going to have to hit these guys whenever you see them. Do your best to get them off their game. If you can't get Crosby off his game, get some of the other guys to take penalties. One of the things that the San Jose Sharks have, and they scored and they looked pretty good on it on Monday, is a fantastic power play, especially with Burns being on the point with that beautiful release that he has. So that's really what they have to do. They have to play physical. They have to close the lanes. I don't know if rolling back the defense and trying to get a low-scoring victory is not in their to their advantage. On Pittsburgh's side, change nothing. Keep the puck moving, keep it flowing, stay out of their way, and pass all around them and sink the puck. That's it. It's real simple. Pittsburgh's got to play Pittsburgh's game.
Play fast.
Play fast. They may catch you once in a while. It might not be a blowout situation, but look. All you got to do is play fast, keep doing what you're doing, keep them on their heels. Don't have a second period like you did in the last game, and you should walk right to Stanley Cup. Jeff, what do you got?
No, pretty much the same thing we were reiterating yesterday. Sharks got to play physical, but they got to catch them first. And, just kind of like in the Blues series, they play real aggressive in the offensive zone. That's what I'm saying. If Pittsburgh can play fast, stretch passes outside the zone, they can get a lot of odd man rushes on that Sharks defense. And I think if the Penguins put up over 40 shots again against Jones, he's not going to stop 38 of them like he did in Game 1.
No, I don't think he's going to be. Well, I don't know that he can't do it, but I don't want to put Jones in the position where he has to do that.
I wouldn't bet on it. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I wouldn't bet on it.
All right. That's all
especially with the rebounds he gives up.
I'm trying to find out what's going on with Andrew Ladd. Apparently, he's been re-signed. I can't believe they can re-sign these guys still during the Stanley Cup and do all these transactions. I thought it was at the end of the season. I'm hearing Andrew Ladd got signed. What do you think of that move, Jeff, if that's the case? I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but with the cap issues, I'm sure some Blackhawks fans disagree with me.
The Hawks have cap issues every single year, and it's just a questionable sign for me because he's going to miss half the year for being on paternity leave.
Oh, you insensitive fucker. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I'm getting thank yous.
He's having a kid every 3 months.
Yeah, Jesus. I wonder if I should turn off Twitter because my Twitter is so fucking blowing up. over this Keemstar thing, and you're coming in a little. You're coming in kind of crappy, which I really don't get because we usually never have a problem with you. Not that shutting off a web page is going to do anything. Tommy got it backwards. He is not coming back. Okay, that's good. All right, fine. I'm super duper glad. All right, but here's the thing. I want to take your call, 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660. If you don't get in the first time, keep trying. We'll put you on as long as we can. That's really all I got for today's show. I want to hear from you guys, and then I'm going to do a little talk about what happened with the Keemstar situation at the end. 718-395. Jason Johnson in Toronto. Why don't you give me a call? You haven't been able to call me yet. I know you're nervous, like I'm going to bite your head off, but how about this? I give you a pass this time. I like to hear from you guys, 718-395-7660. I'll even deal with Snooza because I don't have much. We've basically reiterated this stuff. I lost you. We basically reiterated this stuff to absolutely no end. So, I mean, let's take. I want to see what the callers feel about it. It's hopefully it's the Snooza. The Snooza. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Joe.
No, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Jeff. Get that snoring checked out.
That's you. Yeah, I should get that snoring.
I just realized my camera's not on.
Oh, no, it
just
went off for a second. All right, what's on your mind, Snooze? I'm through goofing.
Because I fell asleep.
Yeah, good job, Jeff. This game. Are you gonna show him the video, Tommy, or not?
What video?
That you wanted to do yesterday.
No.
Thanks a lot.
No, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm a big celebrity. I just got in a fight with Keemstar, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I need the publicity.
You've made it in the YouTube world.
Yeah, I made it in the YouTube world. I got 12 guys, and I'm just going to fight with Keemstar.
I need the publicity.
You need the publicity?
Jeff needs to understand.
I'll tell you. I'll play it tomorrow. I'll play it tomorrow. Look, I can only play parts of it anyway.
What do I need to understand?
Yeah, what's this thing? What's on your mind?
How great my videos are.
Your one video. You know what? You want real criticism, or do you want me to?
No.
No.
I got people to react to my videos, Jeff, and they liked it.
It wasn't bad.
Okay, cool.
It wasn't a hand video. You got anything else? Because Pittsburgh boy wants to talk about his team, and your team's not in the playoffs.
I want to talk about the Sharks.
Do it.
Sharks.
Do it.
The Sharks are better than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh can just go kill themselves. Bye.
Jesus Christ. That was great. What the hell was that? I thought this was... I love that sound effect. That's fantastic. All right, Snooze is off the air. I'll probably play his video. I'll do him a favor. Give him the rub. Yeah, I'll give him the rub. Snooze is a good caller. Pittsburgh boy, excited about tonight.
You were giving him the shovel.
Yeah. Pittsburgh boy. Pittsburgh boy.
Let's get right into the craze.
I should have done that. Now that's the kind of you sent me a DM said don't fuck with that guy, and I'm like, that's what you should have wrote me. It's like when you open up, let's get right into the craze. I should have done that. Oh man, I need writers. That's what I need. I need writers. What's on your mind, Pitts?
Why does my camera keep going out?
I think because your signal is shitty. Don't worry about it.
I have a feeling that if the Pens win tonight, they close it out. Well, not close it out, but like it's kind of secures that they're going to win the cup.
I wouldn't go like in a normal series. I wouldn't say that for sure. But I think they're going to win tonight, and I think they're going to lose in San Jose, and I think they're going to close it back up in Pittsburgh in Game 5. I expect them to win tonight. But look, don't forget, this is assuming I'm wrong. Don't forget that the Sharks are a very good team. They did show that they could adjust your style to play in the second period. And arguably, there's parts of the third period they dominated as well. So as long as Pitts can keep it up and keep firing on the night, keep those shots coming in, keep those defensemen on their heels, they will be fine. But they're going to take a game off you at one point. If I'm wrong, you still probably will pull it out in 7 games. I honestly, the only way I would have been shocked, the only way I'll be shocked is if San Jose wins 2 in a row. I think you guys have this in the friggin' bag, and I'm the only one saying it. But I could be wrong. This could go deep. San Jose does not suck. So even if you win tonight, you lose the next 2 away. It's a 3-game series after that. Anything else, buddy?
Have you heard anything about Russ? Because I haven't heard anything about him.
Brian Rust.
Like if he's playing tonight.
No, I haven't heard that he wasn't playing. I got to be honest with you. I think he got tapped a little bit. I don't think that the injury was very serious. I think more than likely you will see him. I generally think the NHL made the right call, but it's definitely not. If you want to make the argument that it's not consistent with other plays of that caliber during the regular season, I can't argue with you. I think the penalty sufficed, but considering how nutty the NHL is about shots to the head, it is a little confusing to me why he didn't get a game or two. But I would expect it. It didn't look like it was that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Probably put me in the hospital for a week, but that's it. I haven't heard anything from Russell otherwise. All right, Pitts.
All right.
All right, buddy. Take care. 718-395-7660. It's your day. It's your day to call in. It's your day to get it out. 718-395 or Skype me a shot from the point. Let's get right into the crease. Jeff Huffman's having camera problems.
I'm still here. I didn't die.
No, I don't worry about it.
I didn't die.
The Marlowe was a shoulder hit. I wonder that myself. I can't. He does. Marlowe's. He does look like he hits him in the shoulder, and Rust's head snaps back, or he hits him in the shoulder or the chest, and then his kind of follows through. You know how I don't know how to explain it. It's like your shoulder can kind of go up the chest and hit you in the chin. That's probably happened to you when you've been hit. That's what it kind of looked like to me. I don't think there was any clear intent, but the NHL has demonstrated in the past that doesn't have to be. They're so inconsistent, it's ridiculous, but they're definitely better without Shanahan there. I will say that. 718-395-7660. So what's this thing with Andrew Ladd? I got to figure this out.
Well, while you're looking that up, Kirk Muller is leaving the Blues as well on the bench.
Say it again?
Kirk Muller is leaving the Blues, so we got 2 assistant coach openings now.
It's Kirk Muller. That's interesting. Where's he?
Left yesterday.
Where's a former center for the Montreal Canadiens, Kirk Muller, going?
I'm gonna take a guess here and say Calgary.
Calgary. Well, that's pretty. So, but that's not official yet.
That's just my guess. But
yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
He is leading the Blues because I thought he was going to be the coach once Hitchcock got fired or left. I thought he'd slide in there very nicely, but obviously that won't be.
Well, that's probably because they thought they were going to. He probably was hoping they let him go, and he probably thought he was going to get the Blues. He's not, and he's not going to wait around. Because if the Blues have another good season, there's a decent chance, or they win the Cup, there's a decent chance that Hitchcock will come back for another year. So I think it's probably the right move on Kirk Muller's place. Kirk Muller, former center for the Montreal Canadiens, and we have a big Montreal Canadiens fans here, Mr. Germinator from Quebec. Hey, listen, do you remember when Kirk Muller got traded from Montreal to the New York Islanders, and he cried like a baby on TV? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And then he played like a bitch in Long Island and constantly requested a trade. That guy's career went away when they changed the face-off rules. You couldn't lift the stick and kick it backwards anymore. What's on your mind, man?
Well, what can you do about that? Do you think Quebec is going to have his team?
I got a message from Debbie today. She said it's looking like that Las Vegas is in the bag. Not necessarily Montreal. That's a good topic. How bad do you want that in Quebec? Is it kind of bad, really bad?
But I really want it bad, but I don't know where they're going to put them. Which division? Because it's a screw up if Quebec has a team and they.
Well,
Go ahead, Jeff.
You got 16 teams in the East, and you only have 14 in the West. Move the Red Wings back to the West.
Yeah, get them back to the market. Yeah, and get them back in St. Louis.
That way we can bring back statewide punch a Red Wing fan in the face day.
I still can't have it. That would be pretty. That would be pretty damn badass.
I don't know, man. I can say that here in Montreal they're talking about a lot of Stamkos now. They did not during the season, but now they are.
Well, he's very close with PK. But
that's the thing.
Yeah, but PK's supposedly moving out.
You know what? I want him to go away because of the expansion. I don't know. The thing with the trade clause that he can go to Las Vegas even if there is a no trade clause. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a strange summer.
Here's something thinking. Look, money's gonna be a factor, and I think if he gets traded to a place like Texas, where they have real low tax rates, he's going to make so much more money than if he lived in Quebec. Because right now he's paying Quebec taxes. Well, unless I don't know how that works. Wait a minute. Let me pull back on that. I don't know how that works. Does he have to pay taxes? Because he's probably going to have to get a work permit to move to the States. I don't know how exactly that works, but I really wonder if that would factor in if he moves to another, because it might not work for Canadians. It would definitely work for an American. If he works over there, he takes a lot more of a salary in instead of, those greedy commies like your president taking half his money away.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know how it works, but he could certainly have the U.S. citizency, fast. I don't know.
It's going to be, it's going to be funny not seeing PK if, of course, this is true in Montreal. It's just going to be bizarre.
I would prefer if they trade PK with one of the top 4 teams in the draft. I want a big draft so bad.
I think, look, they're going to get something for PK because I tell you something, they're better off keeping him than not getting something blockbuster-like. They'd be ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous. Look, the guy plays hard. Yeah, he can be, I guess, he's a little rough around the edges in the locker room or what have you. But, I mean, he's not going to keep you out of the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's only going to piss off Michel Therrien. How big a deal that is, that's really up to the general manager. But if PK goes, if PK goes and they get nothing for him or like Nick Bonino for him or something like that, yeah, I'd start praying for. I would start praying for what's his face to get a new job over there, Bergevin. I think that'd be the case.
No, Bergevin and Therrien. Therrien, if he loses 5 games in a row, goodbye. That's enough.
All right, buddy. Do you have anything else? I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, who is this guy on Twitter, man? He's no wrong.
That guy is one of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube, and I picked a fight with him. And I'm the biggest. Yeah, well, it just going after this is probably. I'll get into that in a little bit.
I know who he is. I don't watch him either.
Yeah,
so.
actually, I'm a fan. I'm actually a big fan of his. I like some of the stuff he does, but this looks like a calculated attack on Tommy from somebody who doesn't fucking understand anything. And I'll play the whole video in a little bit and what have you, Jar. All right, I'll talk to you later. Right. Take care, brother. The Germinator. Good to hear from him. 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660, or Skype me at shotfromthepoint. Otherwise, I'm gonna set up the whole Keemstar thing. I'll let you know what's going on. I thought about titling it Keemstar TommyNC, but then I get the accusations of trying to get hits off of it, which wouldn't be a lie, but I'm just gonna let you know.
Whatever.
What all happened? Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things I liked about Keemstar is that he wasn't. One of the things I always liked about Keemstar is he wasn't afraid to say, look, of course I title things the way I title things and do things. I'm trying to get as much people in as possible. YouTube's kind of a video game that way. So, I mean, whatever. Here it is. I'm okay. So I'll just I'll close the line. I'll close all the lines, and we'll start with the. I got to set this whole thing up. How is this going to work? All right. So, Keen, let me get the web page up. Just give me a minute because I wasn't exactly prepped because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do this or not, and now I am. Let's go to a desktop tipper. Wait a minute, desktop tipper. Streaming live YouTube. All right, is this it? No, that's not what I want. Hang on, one more time.
Well, while you're pulling that up, while I was at the health department, some lady who was probably high on something.
Smack.
Probably. Yeah. Is trying to get set up an appointment for something. So she brings. They were saying she's her biological mom, but legally her sister, and then she starts calling the little brother or son, little black boy or something. I don't know. I don't know. It was very weird and just kind of showed the diversity you get in this city.
What a wonderful place. All right, so I'm having a little trouble with this. Sauron's calling in. What do you got, Dopey?
What do you think the Sharks need to do to win? Because I'm getting conflicted messages, right? So the NHL on their Facebook page are saying the Sharks are the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, all the advanced stats. And then they say today, 75% of people that don't, or teams that don't win
Game 1. are down. Well, look, from what I understand, Sharks had. I don't know much about analytics. It doesn't interest me. I like story narratives. That sells the game for me. But I think I don't know how much. I don't know what's. I don't want to shit on. A call got dropped. That wasn't me, by the way. I don't want to shit on advanced stats because I simply don't know enough about them. But I do see a pattern on the advanced stats that are chosen as stats that are important. Well, the Sharks had a high Corsi the year they didn't make the playoffs, so I really don't know how much that matters. And yeah, a 70. Look, you score the first goal, you win the first game, you got a serious advantage, whether you have home ice advantage or not in that series. So yeah, but the Stanley Cup final, I think it's tough. It's only 7 games max. I don't think you can look at the Stanley Cup final like you would at any other sort of playoff game. That's what I think. I don't know what's going on with you, Sir Ron.
The last team to lose game 1 of the Cup final and go on to win the Cup were the Bruins.
The Bruins. I
2011.
think the Rangers lost game 1, if I'm not mistaken. The year they won the year they won the Cup. Let me see if I can get this thing. If I can't, I'm going to do this. I probably should have prepped. All right.
It's more fun if you wing it.
Yeah. Yes and no. We want to be professional, I suppose. I really don't.
Are we
care,
really professional on here?
Maybe not really. Yeah, it's just a dumb hockey show. What do you want? I'm no Keemstar. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna do a quick screen capture on our regular thing and maybe just what the fuck? Stupid. All right, I'm gonna try to do a screen capture. Remove and do this kind of bang. All right. I'll put this. Actually, this might work in the middle. All right. This is Keemstar. I give you a little background on this. Last night, Keemstar said that Tommy. All right. Give you a little background. Tommy, his controversy. He made a video, which is honestly more than likely a work, with his favorite editor, Hamza.
I think he made a follow-up one this morning.
Yeah, and he made a follow-up this morning. And it looks like it's a work. It looks like he's doing a skit. It looks like he's playing around about him firing. And he played a heel. He played an arrogant asshole. It looked like a work to me. But the problem was it got more hits. He's averaging around anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 hits. He got 30,000 on the hits in a really negative response. Apparently, Tommy did such a good job that Tommy did such a fantastic job that he really fooled a lot of people. And I don't think people want to see Tommy do works. They want him to be positive and talk about the Leafy situation. But I can't imagine being trapped. So he's trying something different. It said that he fired Hamza, his partner. People were pissed off. And then he got blasted with his friend, who's female, and he's been accused of groping her. She's always around. I don't even know what kind of relationship they have. I don't want to speculate, but I don't know. Getting drunk, doing a movie review, and grabbing a boob is not really. I don't know. That doesn't make him a horrible person. It might not be what TommyNC fans are tuning in for. All right, and right. There was supposedly a shot where he grabs his nuts. I don't know. I live in Europe. Having sex and doing cool stuff with chicks is not a negative thing, but it might not be a good thing for. Look, if I were to put 2 strippers behind me and have my arms around them the whole show, nothing's going to happen because of the way I carry myself. Tommy's a little different. So, Keem reported that yesterday and said that Tommy's channel wasn't doing well. And then Tommy called him and said he wanted to be on his show. And I suggested to Tommy, don't go on the show, that this is a setup. Keem said that it would probably be boring and he really wasn't that interested. He was going to leave this up to the fans. And, he's trying to get some heat for this, get a pop for this whole thing, for this project. And I'll be honest with you, Keem, if you're listening, if you find out about this, I told Tommy not to talk to you because I smelled a fucking setup. I smelled a setup. And Tommy took my advice and some other people's advice, and he said, absolutely no way I'm not going on. And so this shit that Keem was going to hit him with, he dropped today on Twitter.
The fact is, autism does not define me. Technically, I'm not autistic.
What? You just said technically you're not autistic?
I'm advanced autistic.
with autism, there's like a whole spectrum, right? You got the classic autism where you have a severe learning disability, but then on this end, above average IQ, extreme abilities in some area.
The whole community was conned into thinking that Leafy attacked somebody that was like disabled. He's not.
Well, by his own fucking video, this dope, he's disabled no matter what end of the spectrum he's on.
I think I'm deaf after that scream.
Yeah, I was like, well, no matter what end of the spectrum is on, he's it. So what this is, Leafy and this is my accusation. Leafy and I guess they got Leafy and Keem got together for helicopter lessons, and a 30,000 hit video is not something that Keem normally covers. So this is payback. This is payback for the situation that happened to Leafy, which Leafy well deserved. So I fired back, and because I saw this as payback, and I was pretty sure this was going to get attention, and it did.
Hey, Keem, you're not a doctor, and by your own video, you show that he is on the autism scale. He went to Owen High School in North Carolina near Black Mountain, where he was in special ed classes the entire time. You're barking up the wrong tree as usual. I guess this time, instead of accusing somebody falsely of being a pedophile, you're going to torture a kid who is autistic, and by your own video, shows that he's on the scale.
The retweets. My Twitter is still blowing up right now. Keem came back at me. So
publicity.
Yeah, I mean, this is that, but look, there's an upside for me. I'm not going to fucking lie about it. All right, but that's not what this is about. I've stuck up for Tommy when he had 2,000 subs. I'm sticking up for him now.
Maybe he does have autism. Maybe he doesn't.
Well, okay. So you got a report and you got a rumor right there, dummy. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. So he's already backing off.
He says in his own video that he has advanced autism. That's the same autism that Albert Einstein had. All right. This whole community,
Albert, tweet,
was tricked into believing that Leafy attacked some guy that was disabled.
You point to the scale and you showed that he was disabled, if he's telling the truth. And that's another thing. Taking the word of somebody who's disabled about how disabled they are or they aren't, that's some spectacular journalism.
All right? And that's not the case. Tommy's normal like me and you, like anyone, all right? He might actually have like a gift. He should be open to criticism.
He does have a gift. He gets a lot of fucking attention. Well, I went back at him, and here we go.
Having 1 million subs on YouTube doesn't give you your doctorate. And taking the word of a disabled person and what they have and what they don't have isn't evidence of anything whatsoever. You're a journalist, supposedly. Why don't you prove it? This is just an accusation on your part. In fact, I thought you were in the right with the Total Biscuit thing, but it's starting to look like Total Biscuit was right on about you.
All right, Total Biscuit is a guy who actually has it's pretty much over for him. He has advanced form of cancer, and he recently went to some YouTube conference and said that he's not really a journalist. And he had a heart attack, and Keem came back at him and said, what are you coming after me for? I'm a fan. I guess the next thing I'm going to report about is your death. So we know who we're dealing with here, So Keem wasn't
That's
done
right.
with me.
I'm not a doctor, but neither are you. And I believe that there's a possibility now that we see Tommy in these vlogs, which are clearly him acting in skits, that he acted during this whole situation. And
prove it. Prove it, Keem. You don't have anything other than an accusation. So you think this is what got you in trouble with that poor guy on Twitch? Would you had two of your dopey fucking interns looking at the picture and going, yeah, I think he looks like this guy. I think he looks like this guy. I mean, you have zero credibility. Look, I don't even believe in journalism. I think it's a novel idea. There's no such thing. But the fact that you actually care when people say you're not a journalist. If you just said, look, I'm a tabloid guy, I'm a YouTube guy, that's one thing. But you're not a journalist, and you're barking up the wrong tree. The guy has been in special education courses his whole life. He lives with his parents. He cannot read. And I love how everybody says, well, how does he get on Twitter if he can't read? You never heard of a speaking app, you dumb motherfucker? Never? Are you joking? It's like, Keem, I gotta be honest with you, he's a social media genius, but he's as dumb as a rock socially.
Him himself says that he's on the other end of autism, which doesn't make him a disabled person.
You're not a doctor!
But I'm going to stop responding to you because I don't want it to get immature where I'm like calling you a cracked out Vince Vaughn looking motherfucker. I just want to keep it without culture. Good guy.
right, I cracked out Vince. I'll take Vince Vaughn. That's all right. I cracked out whatever. I got dumpy eyes, whatever. And that's fine. And that's fine. But I'll just say this, Keem, right now. You pussied out. I wish you would have done that. I really could care less about any kind of attacks. I've dealt with ODS. I've dealt with Leafy guys for months. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean a fucking thing to me. A fucking thing to me.
I can more than take. You can get as personal as you want, Keem. I'm an Iraq vet. I can more than take a YouTube thrashing from 15-year-old fans. And you're right. I'm not a doctor or a journalist, and neither are you.
And then Keem pussied out. That was the last I heard of him. But I guess he was too much above that. So I look, from what I can see, I'm getting I'm doing pretty well on this on
Which that's a first for you.
What's that?
That's a first. Usually you get the negative.
Yeah, he's like, I might get it either way, but I'm not getting like fucking tons of it. I mean, I got the occasional, this, that, and the other thing. I think, and I made a video about this, and if you want to check it out, I highly recommend it. It's about cyberbullying and how I feel about cyberbullying. And I made it abundantly clear a week ago. Video got 100 views. Nobody gave a shit about it. They only cared when I re-aired ODS's stuff. And I will not. I think what Keem's issue is, and he's not 100% wrong, is Tommy is game because he's on YouTube. And I would agree with that in the strictest legal sense. But here's the thing, Mr. Triggered, every time somebody calls you not a journalist, all right, you're game too. We could punch back. It's no big deal. Now, I'm not aligning myself with the people that want to take your channel down and censor people. I'm not aligning myself with any of that. But we could punch back, just like I punched you in the face, and you bitched out. You bitched out with 1,700 subs, and you bitched out. So you're not a fucking doctor. You didn't prove anything. You think that Tommy's been faking this all along. Do some research. Figure it out. But here's the thing. I've known him longer. I know I know his situation uniquely. I'm not going to go on about it. What's going to prove it all. But I mean, here's the thing. He's obviously disabled in some manner or another. Or he's the greatest actor of all time. I mean, look, you mean he fooled MTV? He fooled Tosh.0? But he didn't fool Keemstar. And I saw him put something on there like, well, I'm dyslexic, so if you make dyslexic, then I have the right to thrash you. Keem, you got the right to do whatever you want, but you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Now, look, I am not for these social justice guys taking your channel down, but you just made a fucking jackass of yourself. A stone jackass. You're ignorant as hell. So we can punch you back. That's it. And you can punch me back all you fucking want. But you know what? Thumbs down to me, it doesn't make my heart palpitate. It's just a picture on a screen. I know you deal with guys that are so desperate to get famous, so ridiculously desperate to get famous, that they'll try to parlay this. I don't care one way or another. It doesn't make a lick of fucking difference to me. So you thought you could manipulate me or something like that. You can't. I don't care. I don't care about the attacks. And by the looks of things, Keems, I'm the winner. That's it. You want to go make fun of Tommy? He made the whole fucking play. He made the whole community believe that he was really disabled and he's not. And he points to a chart where people are disabled. Yeah, fucking dummy. Yes, if you're on YouTube, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can look. Fair use is out there. You can fuck with somebody. But let me tell you something. And this is another myth. Leafy's video and ODS video, where it's not criticism, it was a roasting. And if people want to call that cyberbullying, all right, let them. I'm not saying any of those guys should lose their channel. I know I've said that in the past, but I was wrong, and I made the video about it. Check out my video on cyberbullying. That's how I feel about this. But guess what? Who's acting like the triggered bitch when people go back out at you? So I hope you spit that video out tonight, Keemstar, exposing Tommy when you really just didn't expose anything. All you did is make a blanket accusation from a guy who doesn't have a degree in special education to make that kind of judgment. You're a Keemstar, not a doctor. That's all I got.
Drops mic.
Yeah. You're a Keemstar. You're just a Keemstar. You're good at being a Keemstar. I love Keemstar's work. I do. I think he's fantastic. But this is obviously, and this is another blanket accusation, he got it together with his Justin Bieber lookalike boyfriend, and they hatched this plan. Oh, we got solid evidence. We got, and then if you really pin him against the wall, he goes, well, it was all rumors anyway. We got solid. You got nothing. You got a belief. You guys were sitting in that fucking helicopters like, yeah, and there was no tears in that video, and yeah, and there was no this, and there was no that, so we got the goods. No, you don't. You got an accusation. You got nothing. You got nothing. This is how you got in trouble. Period. Unknown caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up? It's Ken.
Kenny, what's going on?
What's up? I had to call in because I hear what you guys are talking about. I agree a lot with what you're saying, but did you see one of the latest videos on Tommy's channel?
Yes, I did. He got drunk, and but he was pretending to fire his buddy and all that other shit.
I mean, listen, that's like, I don't know how to, I mean, what do you think of that?
Does it
That
prove that he's not
my
autistic?
thought on Tommy a little is what I'm trying to say.
Well,
you know,
I think from a viewer standpoint, like that's not what people go to that channel for. But I don't think that Tommy's an adult. He legally can drink. You know, I don't know if that was a good move showbiz wise. But I'm not in charge of Tommy. You know. But I don't think that makes him any less autistic, and I don't think he pulled the wool over the eyes of the community. You know, apparently he shot Jay.
No. I mean, I don't think it was that.
You know what? He shot Jay. He also shot JFK, and I think I saw him in New York the night 9/11. The guy down, and he was right behind Keemstar and Leafy in a black helicopter. Yeah, sure. You know,
and he's Trump's vice president, right?
Yeah.
He's Trump's vice president.
He stole Obama's birth certificate. You know,
Tommy came off on that last video like he's never come off before on his channel. I mean, can you agree with that?
I get the heat. All right, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 30.
Like she was so uncomfortable in the video.
It's a 30,000 hit video. How did Keemstar even notice if he wasn't keeping his eye on the situation? It's 30,000. That's nothing in Keemstar's world. Nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. And look, autism, from what I understand, is just a diagnosis by a doctor. You can't take somebody's blood and say they're autistic. There's just signs they show.
Yeah.
All right, and that's from what I know. And if I'm wrong, somebody call me up and correct me, because you can't correct.
I mean, did Keemstar really point to a chart?
Yeah, he pointed to a chart and said, "Look, he's normal, like you and me." Like, oh my fucking god.
Oh my god.
The best thing you could be.
It is.
He's got the good kind of autism. The good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like,
still
what's his name?
Here's the best. I'm dyslexic too, by the way. And here's the best part. It said severe learning disability. Severe learning disability. He can't read. That's consistent. Yeah. How could he be on Twitter? It's fucking 2016, you dumb motherfucker. You know, I mean, so look. If people want to say
he went overboard with that.
Yeah, he's a big dumbass.
Telling me pull the wool over everybody's eyes. I mean, come on,
Kenny. I think your criticism is legit. If that makes you see Tommy in another light, you as a YouTuber.
Well, I mean, it did a little bit. I have to say, because like I said, I'm used to going on there and seeing positive things, like he always says. Stay positive. And all of a sudden, just to watch that video is a little weird on his channel.
Tommy is responsible for what Tommy does, and I think what you saw there is you really. Let me tell you something. There's no realer motherfucker on YouTube. I think you get. I think you see what you get. I think people with autism can be drunk and silly and grab a girl's boob. I think people can be. I think people with autism can be vindictive. I think they can be really positive, and I don't think they know what they're going to be from minute to minute. And I think you see
they
that.
Can be human.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So Tommy does everything off the cuff. The only thing he ever planned, that I am aware of, he fooled half the fucking community. So I mean, let's give him props. You know.
Yeah.
So let's give him props. I mean, whatever. And
hey, more power to him.
Yeah. Well, Keemstar Keem back the fuck off. From me. If he had something on me,
he sees a story and he's just trying to run with something, trying to create a story.
Look, and why now? Why fucking now? Why a week after? This is my conspiracy theory. Why a week after he meets up with Leafy? He's pissed off. That's his buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
He made it neutral. He made it neutral. And he saw a weakness, and Tommy didn't bite, and I don't think he's gonna bite, and I've recommended that he doesn't, and whatever, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely. You want to get your point across, that's one thing, but the video from what I saw, I mean, it was a little overboard on his point, Keemstar.
Yeah, because he doesn't know
so-
what the fuck he's talking about, so he's always going to sound overboard. All right? Thanks. Hey, good call, brother. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, I'll talk to you guys.
Yeah, that's right. Comedian Kenny Morrison will be on Sunday. He'll be on Sunday. And I think it's time for us to get the hell out of here. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Let's get the hell out of here. You got to go to work, and it's already 10 minutes past, so let's do this. Tonight in the National Hockey League, the San Jose Sharks take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, bitches. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go, Sharks. Yeah. And then Andrew Ladd, I guess he's not sticking around. Free agency preview.
He reports are coming in that he's having a pair of triplets today.
You're a fucking bastard. You triggered me. Get out of my crease, you prick. Let's get right into the grease! Yeah! Hey, you know what? I'd rather look like a cracked out Vince Vaughn than a fucking pointed beard garden gnome any day of the damn week. Bow. Gotcha, bitch, and I'm nobody.